Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is the start of a new cross stitch vlog. So today is Monday, October 11th, and I did not do any stitching on Saturday. I did stitch on the Primrose Cottage Stitches piece Friday. So here's what I got done. Of course, I love my basic witch needle minder. I got done almost the entire other potion bottle. So these are just threads that I've carried forward that I need to end when I get to them. You know how I pull it through, I'll cut it when I get to those. Yeah, I just stopped there. And I am going to show you, if you watched my true crime stuff this week, you will have seen that I am stitching on a different project. So I will take you out there and show you how that transpired and all of that. But I did have an order come in from Fat Quarter Shop on Saturday. So I actually ordered like the original thread drops from them, which have much bigger hole than the ones that I got from down Sunshine Lane. Like these very much. I also got some autumn line keepers where, you know, you can put this where you're stitching, so it just kind of marks it, you know what I mean, magnetic. Now this little nifty thing is a cross stitch key. It's a cloth counter, a ruler, a corner guide, and a reference guide. So let me pull this out and show you. If I can get it out of the package. So it is, here's the corner guide part where it's 2, 2.5, 2, and 1.5. You know, you can also, here's what I liked about this one. When you line it up to the edge of your fabric, you can stick your needle in this little hole and it will keep the spot. Do you know what I mean? So there's that, and then there's a little ruler here to determine accurate spacing, it says. A corner guide to measure your margins, yeah. A cloth counter to measure your stitch count. So if you lay this on your fabric, however many holes there are will tell you what kind of fabric you have. So that says 16 count. I wonder why there's no 14 count on here, but this is more for linen and even weave. And then a reference guide to determine the number of strands and needle size. So it does say on here, if you see this, floss strands, needle size. I had a couple people ask me what size needle I use for stitching. I use a size 24. And they say to actually use a 26. I'm pretty sure I use a size 24 needle. You can use whatever the hell you want. It doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it does when you have a certain amount of strands, but use what's comfortable for you. It really doesn't. There's no cross stitch police, even though people like to think that they are. And the last thing that I bought, and the most important thing, cross stitch journal. I saw someone with this on Instagram and I really liked it. So when you open it up, you can put "this book belongs to," and you can list projects that you want to stitch and work on, kind of like a little list of stuff coming up. But the reason why I got it is because of these project pages, because there are so many times, like the one I'm working on out of the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. I cannot remember the fabric color. I think it's Buttercup, but I don't know 100%. When I start a project now, I'm going to start writing it in here. That way all I got to do is flip to this. Yeah. Crazy. Like, what? No. Now, I will not use the time tracker spot. I know a lot of people like to keep track of their time. I only like to start date, end date. But I know people like to keep track of their time for different competitions and so forth. honestly, I want to enjoy my stitching, and keeping track of the time for me isn't enjoyable. I can say that I stitch about an hour a night. So, you know, I could probably make a little line in that area, put like 1 hour or whatever. I could kind of add it up roughly. I could roughly add it up, but I don't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. And no, I'm not disparaging anyone that keeps track of their time. There are people that have spreadsheets and all that. More power to you. Okay, so I'm going to take you out into my crafting area because I want to show you and explain to you what happened last night. Okay, let's walk you out there. So last night, you know, I like to record the stitching or diamond painting part of my videos the night before. That way, the day of the video, I only have to do the voiceover, the true crime story, the chatting, whatever. I came out here, so I told my husband last night, okay, I'm going to diamond paint, you know, because I haven't diamond painted in a while. I'm going to diamond paint for this video. So I come out here and I sit down because diamond painting, I got it all ready. My lovely little lamp, all that. I'm ready to go, right? And I sit down and I'm like, I love this setup. Let me turn on this light. It'll give me a little bit more light. I love this setup for recording overhead. And if you've paid attention to my cross stitch videos, I've had great difficulty figuring out the best way to record me stitching, where it looks good, it's a good angle, and where stuff is not in my way. In my office, when I sit in my recliner and I record, something's always in my way. So I was sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, I wonder if I could clamp, and I know I could. My Lowery table clamp would clamp to this just fine, right? But then I was like, I really don't want to remove that clamp. When I get my Velke Potoky stand, it will be able to hold a Q-snap. So I will be able to stitch any old project. This is my Dubko stand. This will hold a Q-snap if I put those other bars on there, but I just didn't want to do that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try to set up my stitching here and see if I can't record. Oh my God, I liked it so much. So what I figured out was I moved this, because this used to be, when I do diamond painting, it sits back there. But you can see how it angles up over my stitching. So the Dubko stand, and what's nice about this is this has silicone on the bottom, right? So that's why this is not moving. I mean, it's on the diamond painting. It's not hurting it. So this is the Beware of the Cat from this year's Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. And in the video I recorded last night, I stitched the W and the I. So the lighting though, like this lamp here, wasn't enough light to stitch this properly. So you can see I've clamped one of my Lumino lights. I have like 4 or 5 of these. They're rechargeable. They're fantastic. I will link them down below for sure. You can see how much light it puts on there. It was definitely enough light to stitch. So I clipped that, and then I was like, okay, where am I putting everything? So I organized. This is a laptop table that I bought. Oh my God, it's been like 6-7 years ago. I don't even remember where I got it. I have no idea. But I like stacked all my diamonds up for my diamond painting. So I have like the key here, floss, my little thing for my threads, scissors. That's all I need. And then I was like, okay, where am I putting my pattern? Because normally when I stitch, I could clip the pattern with a needleminder here. But then I also have like that knitter's little book thing that like, it has magnets on it. It's magnetic. So when I work on a bigger pattern, I'm probably going to have that like sitting right here, because what I wound up doing, and I can show you. this is where I put the pattern. There's like a little, like, if you look, see how there's like a little, like, this is the opening. This just sit right in there. I was like, if I work on a small pattern or I'm able to fold it up, this will work every single time because it was literally right in front of my face. So yeah, I sat here last night and stitched for like 35 minutes and it was so fantastic. The only thing that I don't like is I don't like ending my threads on the front on Ada, because doing the pin stitch, you have to pierce the center of the square and it's not that easy. So I will look forward to getting my Velke Potoky, because the Velke Potoky, this part flips 360 around. So if I wanted to, I could end the threads on the back that way. But I probably still won't want to do that, only because if I flip it around, I may hit this. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to like test it out. But yeah, I really like the Dubko stand. It did not move the whole video. This didn't move. This is very, you can steady, tight. This didn't move. That didn't move. I sat here and stitched, like I said, 35 minutes and it worked out fantastic. I had my iPad. I set my iPad like on top of my diamonds here and I put on just Seinfeld, something that I didn't really have to pay attention to per se. But if I really wanted to, if I wanted to watch a movie, I could put my iPad right here. Because my iPad, the case is like non-slip, so I can set it there at an angle and it doesn't move if I wanted to watch a movie or do whatever. But yeah, isn't it looking so good? And I'm actually going to do this into a scrapbook layout when I get it. And I decided that when I go to the retreat in December for like show and tell, I'm going to bring my scrapbook because none of those people have seen the finishes as a scrapbook page. So yeah, liking this setup very much. And I don't have to move anything if I want, although I did have this stand. I had moved it back up here because this is where the stands are going to go. Like the Dubko, the Velke Potoky is going to be there when I get it. Yeah, I got room there. But yeah. So that is my new like setup. So I like using this area. So I will look forward to doing my stitching here and my diamond painting. I think I may do some diamond painting today. But yeah, so I'm going to end this clip here, guys. There you go. That is the progress on 2 projects I had so far over the weekend. I will see you for tomorrow's clip. Hey guys, today is Wednesday. I almost said January. Jesus, no. Today is Wednesday, October 13th, and I did not do any stitching yesterday. And I forgot to do a clip yesterday. Yeah, the workday was just fraught with issues, so there was no clip happening. And because I don't have stitching, I decided to show you guys a previous finish and kind of explain how I did it. So this was out of one of the British cross-stitch magazines. I honestly do not remember which one. I like how, you know, it goes from like light roast coffee all the way to dark. And this is on a piece of 14 count Ada that I think was from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I want to say the color was June Bug, if I'm remembering. But how I decided to finish this is canvas. You can see this is artist canvas. So what I did was, you know, I wrapped this around mat board. This is felt, the brown is felt, so I glued that, but this is scrapbook paper. So I got coordinating scrapbook paper, stapled it, folded it around and stapled it to the back of the canvas, and then glued this piece down, and then glued the felt and used one of those, I have a rotary cutter, and I have one of the scalloped edges. Didn't it turn out so good? So this is a very inexpensive way of finishing small cross stitch pieces, just like, you know, doing the scrapbook layouts. But this is a very inexpensive way. This couldn't have cost very much at all to do. So I love that very, very much, doing that one. I did receive 2 orders in the mail yesterday. My order from Stony Creek shipped, so that should be here on Saturday. But from Mad for Minders, I had purchased a piece of Silver Mist Lugana 28 count fat quarters. So it is a neutral fabric, you know, it's like light gray. It looks white, but it's actually light gray, as you can see. I figure good for Halloween, good for whatever, even good for a Christmas piece maybe. This might even, nah, I need to do a beige for my Christmas piece that I'm going to be stitching. But, yeah, so I received that. And then I received my order from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I had ordered directly from them on their Etsy store. So, these are 2 of my favorite patterns that they have. This one is called Happy Halloween. Oh my God, right? It only uses 3 colors, and it uses Weeks Dye Works. Uses persimmon, parchment, and onyx. So they say to use 2 skeins of each one. You could very easily sub out orange, white, black. It's that simple. Like I say, I really love their patterns because it's on heavy cardstock, and the pattern inside is colored. Yeah, absolutely love this one. And I even love how they finished it, which gives you ideas on how to finish it yourself, right? And then the other one I got is the one I want to do at the retreat in December. This is Christmas Letters. And they're actually doing a stitch along for this on their Instagram page. I really love how they finished this. I'm going to have to consider doing that, finishing it like that. But don't you just love it? It's so cute. Yeah, I really, really love it. And it uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 colors. Yeah. And they stitched theirs on 28 count Mushroom Lugana. And I think I'm going to be using beige. And the pattern inside, oh my God, it's so nice and big. Like you won't have to highlight. That's what I really love about these, is that they're big enough that you don't have to highlight. So that's it. That's all I got because I did not do any stitching, like I said. I may stitch tonight. I really am trying to get done that diamond painting that I've been working on. I'm on the last row and I just want to get it done so I can start another one. But I try to switch it up, so hopefully I will work on my, you know, Beware of the Cat piece tonight. We'll see. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Hello! Today is Thursday. Why do I not want to say October? Today is Thursday, October 14th. And I did stitch last night. Yeah. I try to alternate between stitching and diamond painting, but I have to say, I love this Dubko stand so much. You know, when I have it, it doesn't move. Like, look, I'm shaking it. You know how you use some stands and every time you try to stitch, like the clamp moves? This is not moving. And I absolutely love that they have put silicone pads on the bottom, because when I stitch now out on my drafting table. And so this is at an angle on the drafting table and it doesn't go anywhere. So I worked on I didn't feel like taking it out of the clamp. I worked on Beware of the Cat, got done the rest of the words. So got done witch and then got the rest of about done the cat. So now I just have the cat and the pumpkin and I'm done. And I really think the next piece I'm going to stitch is going to be this one, because I've been wanting to stitch this since it came out, which has been since 2015. I don't know how long this has been out, but this is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Autumn. I mean, look at the little girl. She's holding a coffee and she's wearing a headband. How have I not stitched this? Right? Yeah. And I have all the threads and I'm ready. I got everything. I'm going to stitch this on 28 count Jobelan and Sandcastle. Yeah. And it does have, I think, one over dyed thread. The word autumn. It's a Weeks Dye Works, I think. I don't remember. I have it all ready though. So why not? Got all of it ready. I did get my order from 123 Stitch in the mail yesterday. So the order mainly was for 2 things of silk, which was out of stock at 123 Stitch. But what's great about that site is you can put your email in and they will let you know when something is back in stock. And so I knew when these came back in stock that I needed to get right on it. So it is 2 skeins of Gloriana Mesa Sunset. Ooh, because it's for this. Ink Circles Circular Logic. Would love to do this. I already have the other silk. It calls for 2 skeins of that. And then a skein of the Gloriana Cinnabar Medium. So, yeah. So now I have everything for that. It's nice just using 2 colors. And on 28 count, it's 11 by 11, the size of it. It's gorgeous though. Isn't that so cool looking? I absolutely love that. So yeah, that was the main reason for the order. But I don't know if you're like me. Well, first off, 1 skein of that silk was like fucking $7.99. That's crazy, I think. But I still bought it. But I did not want to just buy 2 skeins of silk. No. So I bought 2 more of Primrose Cottage Stitches patterns. I got Christmas rolls. Yeah. Now I've stitched the Lizzie Kate ones. I'll have to pull that down and show that as another, cross stitch piece when there's a day I don't stitch. But yeah, so got the Christmas rolls. And what's nice about that, inside they have it broken up into 3 pieces. Yeah. And then I also got the Primrose Cottage Stitches All American. I would love to stitch this next 4th of July. It calls for Weeks Dye Works Louisiana hot sauce. And then it has 5 shades of blue. Doesn't look like that, right? 5 shades of blue and then white. Yeah. Love it. They also have a little Valentine piece that I like, but they were out of stock on that. So that was enough. I think I only have 1 more outstanding order, and it's on its way, Stony Creek. It should be here on Saturday. I had ordered, Jean Farish. That's Farish, right? F-A-R-I-S-H. She recommends dampening your floss to get out kinks and all that, and it will prevent knotting. So I knew a long, long time ago I had owned something called a thread dampener, which you can make your own. She made her own, but I'm bougie like that. Like, I knew that this product was out there and Stony Creek had it. They only had the yellow one. It's like this little square case that exactly has a sponge in it. You dampen the sponge and it's almost like, it reminded me of Thread Heaven. You know how it used to be that little case, but this is long. It's like this. I'll show you when it gets here. But what you do is you wet the sponge and it has a lid so it'll keep the sponge damp. And then before you stitch, you just run your thread over it. Yeah. So, and it was like $1.50, something like that. So, but of course I couldn't just order that because shipping was going to be more than $1.50. So I got the most recent issue of Stony Creek magazine. And then I got a piece of Jobelan that I have not had before, an overdyed. So yeah, nothing too crazy. But at least all of my stands are paid for. I paid for the Velke Potoky. Cannot wait to fucking get that finally in November. But yeah, so that's all the progress I have. I hope tonight to stitch and do the cat. Because like I said, there's only like a cat and then a pumpkin and then I'm done. So, and that will be amazing because I feel like it's been a long time since I finished something. And I'm going to do a scrapbook layout with that. So at least I think so because, I don't know, it's kind of big for a scrapbook layout. I should frame it. I should do like a, what I should do is a canvas finish because that would be very inexpensive. I'll have to measure that and see when I'm finished. The canvas finish would be kind of cool, I think. And then I could just find a place to hang that or, The allure of the scrapbook finishes is that it's easy to store in a scrapbook. I don't have to find fucking wall space for it. And I can rotate it. Like I can take down my Hocus Pocus coffee piece that I have, put that in the scrapbook, and then put this one up there. So we'll see. We'll see. I already have the scrapbook materials for it, so it wouldn't cost me any more money. That's another thing too. We'll see. But okay, I'm going to end here, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the last clip in the vlog.